You ever feel like you're dragging around a suitcase full of stuff you don't need? Old regrets, toxic relationships, self-doubt, things that weigh you down but somehow feel impossible to drop. Well, today we're unpacking that baggage and getting real about one thing: letting go. Because here's the truth: if something is no longer serving you, it's holding you back. And yet so many of us cling to things that hurt us, habits that keep us stuck, people who drain us, thoughts that sabotage us. Why? Because letting go is uncomfortable, it's scary, but staying stuck, that's worse. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to break it down: why we hold on, how to recognize what's not serving us, and most importantly, how to finally release it. Because when you let go, you don't just lose the weight, you gain clarity, confidence, and the freedom to move forward. Let's do this. You ever notice how easy it is to carry things that aren't good for you? Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It starts small. Maybe it's a habit, a relationship, an excuse, something that creeps into your life, and before you know it, it's a part of you. And even when it's clearly holding you back, you just keep carrying it because it's familiar. That's how we get stuck. That's how we wake up one day, look around, and realize we're living a life that doesn't even feel like ours. But here's the thing: every single one of us has the power to let go. You don't have to stay in situations that drain you. You don't have to believe the same old lies about yourself. You don't have to hold on to guilt, fear, or past mistakes. But you do have to make a choice, because holding on, that's a choice. And letting go, that's a choice too. Now, I get it. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If it were as simple as saying, "I'm done," we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the reason people hold on to what's hurting them isn't because they love pain. It's because letting go feels like stepping into the unknown. And let's be real, we hate the unknown. Even if something makes us miserable, at least we know what to expect. It's predictable. The idea of walking away, of starting fresh, of creating space for something new, that's terrifying. Because what if the next thing is worse? What if we fail? What if we regret it? But let's flip that. What if you let go and something better is waiting? What if by releasing what's been weighing you down, you finally make space for what you deserve? Because the truth is, you can't receive something new when your hands are full of the past. You can't step into your future when you're still dragging around the weight of everything that's behind you. So let's talk about what this actually looks like. Because people hear "let go" and think it means forgetting, erasing, pretending something never happened. That's not what we're doing here. Letting go isn't about denial, it's about acceptance. Accepting that something no longer fits, that it has run its course, that holding on to it isn't helping you grow. It's about facing the reality that your time, your energy, your heart, they are valuable, and you don't have to waste them on things that deplete you. Maybe it's a relationship, a friendship that once felt unshakable but now feels forced. A person you've given chance after chance, but deep down, you know they're not good for you, and yet you hesitate to walk away because you've invested so much time. You think, "But we have history, but we've been through so much, but what if I end up alone?" Listen, time invested does not mean time well spent. You do not have to stay in something just because you've been in it for a long time. The real question isn't, "How much have I put into this?" It's, "Is this still worth my time, my peace, my energy?" If the answer is no, then you know what you need to do. Or maybe it's a belief about yourself that you've been carrying around for years. A voice in your head telling you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. A story that started way back, maybe something someone said to you when you were younger, something that got planted in your mind and took root. And now, without even realizing it, you've been watering it, you've been feeding it, you've been letting it shape your decisions, your confidence, your future. But here's the truth. That belief, it's not yours. It was given to you by someone who didn't see your potential, and you do not have to carry it another day. Or maybe it's a past mistake, something you regret, something that makes you cringe when you think about it. Maybe you let someone down. Maybe you let yourself down. And instead of learning from it and moving forward, you've let it define you. But listen to me. Your past does not get to write your future. You do. Holding on to guilt does nothing to change what happened. The only thing it does is rob you of the chance to be better now. And you are better now. You want to know how to let go? You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop waiting for it to feel easy or comfortable or convenient. You just decide. You decide that your peace matters more than your fear. You decide that your future matters more than your past. You decide that you are worthy of something better, even if you don't know exactly what that looks like yet. And no, it won't be instant. You'll have moments where you want to pick back up what you swore you were done with. You'll have days where the old beliefs creep in, where the urge to hold on feels overwhelming. But you remind yourself, I am choosing differently now. You take a breath, you keep moving forward, because every time you do, you're proving to yourself that you can. Letting go isn't one big dramatic moment. It's a series of small daily choices. It's choosing not to send that text. It's choosing not to replay that memory. It's choosing to speak to yourself with kindness. It's choosing to wake up every day and create a life that actually feels good to live. Because here's the truth. The life you want, the peace you crave, the happiness you deserve, it's all waiting for you. But first you have to make space for it. You already know there's something in your life you need to release. You don't need me to tell you. You feel it. It's that relationship that drains you, that habit that keeps you stuck, that version of yourself that no longer fits who you want to become. But knowing isn't the problem. The problem is that voice in your head, the one that whispers, but what if I need this? What if I can't do better? What if letting go is a mistake? That voice is fear. That voice is comfort disguised as logic. That voice is the reason you keep holding on. So why are you still holding on? Maybe because you've convinced yourself that letting go means giving up. It doesn't. Letting go isn't weakness. It's not quitting. It's choosing yourself. It's recognizing that you have a say in what you carry, in what you allow, in what you give your energy to. And choosing yourself is never selfish. In fact, it's the most powerful thing you can do. Think about a time in your life when you finally walked away from something toxic. Maybe it was a relationship, a belief, a bad habit. At first, it was painful. It was uncomfortable. It felt like ripping away a part of yourself. But looking back now, can you see how much lighter you feel? Can you see how much space it created for something better? That's what happens when you let go. It doesn't just remove what's holding you back. It makes room for something greater. Now, that doesn't mean it won't hurt. It doesn't mean you won't have moments where you want to go back. You will, because even unhealthy patterns have a certain kind of comfort. But you are not here to live a life based on what's comfortable. You are here to grow. You are here to evolve. And growth, evolution, it requires change. It requires release. It requires the courage to say, I deserve better, and then act like it. You do not have to wait for rock bottom to let go. You do not have to wait until you're completely drained, completely broken, completely out of options. You can choose now. You can decide in this moment that you are worthy of a fresh start, that you are done settling, that you are ready to step into the life that's waiting for you, because it is waiting for you. The peace you crave, the freedom you deserve, the confidence, the joy, the energy, it's all on the other side of release. And no, it won't always be easy. There will be moments when you miss what you walked away from. There will be moments when the old version of you tries to pull you back. But every time you choose to keep moving forward, you get stronger. Every time you resist the urge to return to what hurt you, you prove to yourself that you can. Every time you choose yourself, you remind yourself that you are worth it. And that's what this is really about. It's not just about letting go of what no longer serves you. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that you know you're meant to be. The version that is confident, the version that is free, the version that refuses to settle for anything less than what they deserve. That version of you, they're waiting, and the only thing standing between you and them is a choice. So, what are you going to choose? You have a choice to make, and it's not a small one. It's the kind of choice that shifts everything, the kind that separates the life you could have from the life you've been settling for, the kind of choice that demands courage because it requires you to let go of everything that's been keeping you stuck. And I get it. Letting go isn't just about releasing something. It's about facing the discomfort of change. It's about stepping into uncertainty, about trusting that what's ahead is better than what you're leaving behind. And that's hard. That's terrifying. But you know what's even scarier? Waking up a year from now in the exact same place, feeling the exact same way, still carrying the same weight that you know is holding you back. If something is draining your energy, making you doubt yourself, keeping you from growing, then why are you still holding on? Why do you keep making excuses for it? Why do you keep telling yourself that maybe, just maybe, things will change on their own? You know they won't. You know that the only way forward is through a decision, your decision. No one is going to come in and do it for you. No one is going to suddenly make it easy. That's not how this works. Growth isn't about waiting. It's about acting. It's about looking at the things in your life that no longer fit and having the strength to say, I'm done carrying this. I deserve more. Maybe you've spent years telling yourself a story about who you are, and that story has been shaping your reality. Maybe you've been telling yourself that you're not good enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough. Maybe you've let past mistakes define your future, convinced yourself that you're stuck, that this is just the way things are, but it's not true. It never was. The only thing keeping that story alive is you. The only thing giving it power is the fact that you keep repeating it, and you have the ability to rewrite it. You have the ability to change the narrative, to choose a different ending, to let go of everything that's been convincing you that you are anything less than powerful. But that requires action. It requires you to do something different. Because if you keep thinking the same thoughts, making the same choices, surrounding yourself with the same people, engaging in the same habits, what do you think is going to change? Nothing. You have to be willing to break the cycle. You have to be willing to do the hard thing now so that your future self can breathe easier. Because the weight you're carrying, the stress, the doubt, the fear, it's exhausting you, and you don't have to live this way. You don't have to keep repeating the same painful patterns just because they feel familiar. But here's what most people do. They wait. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for a sign, for something to force their hand, for a breaking point that makes the choice for them. But waiting is just another way of avoiding. And let me tell you something. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The longer you hold on, the heavier it becomes. And before you know it, you've spent years carrying something that was never meant to be yours in the first place. So let's be honest. The thing you're afraid to let go of, it's already gone. The relationship that no longer serves you, it ended the moment it started draining your soul. The belief that's been keeping you small, it lost its truth the second you realized you wanted more. The version of you that keeps making excuses, that's not who you are anymore. You've already outgrown these things. Now it's just a matter of whether you're brave enough to act on that truth. And I know what you're thinking, but what if I regret it? What if I walk away from this job, this relationship, this version of myself, and I miss it? Let me ask you something. Have you ever outgrown something in your life before? Have you ever looked back at an old version of yourself and thought, wow, I can't believe I stayed in that situation for so long? That's what's happening right now. The only difference is you're still in it. But the moment you let go, the moment you create space for something better, you're going to look back and realize it was never meant for you in the first place. You've been carrying this weight for so long that you don't even remember what it feels like to be without it. It's become a part of you, something you've adjusted to, something you've convinced yourself is just the way things are. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt light? When was the last time you woke up without that sinking feeling in your chest, without the exhaustion of holding on to something that is actively draining you? Because that's what happens when you refuse to let go. It doesn't just sit in the background of your life. It weighs on you. It slows you down. It clouds your mind, messes with your energy, and keeps you stuck in a cycle you know you don't want to be in. And yet, you hold on. You hold on because it's familiar. Because even pain, when it's predictable, feels safer than the unknown. Because you've convinced yourself that letting go means losing control, when in reality, it's the only way to take control. When you release what no longer serves you, you're not just getting rid of something, you are making a decision. You are deciding that your energy, your time, your life, they are too valuable to waste on something that is not helping you grow. You are choosing yourself in a way that most people never do, because most people, they stay stuck. They stay comfortable in their discomfort. They live their lives with a constant low-grade exhaustion from carrying things that were never meant for them. Maybe you've told yourself that you'll let go when it feels easier, that one day you'll wake up and the fear of walking away will be gone. But let me tell you the truth, it's never going to feel easy. You will never reach a point where letting go feels completely comfortable, because it's not supposed to. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But so is staying in a situation that's holding you back. So is waking up every day knowing you are capable of more but doing nothing about it. So is looking in the mirror and not recognizing yourself because you've spent so much time trying to hold on to things that don't align with who you truly are. And I get it. There's a part of you that worries, a part of you that wonders, but what if I need this? What if I walk away and regret it? What if I never find something better? That voice is fear. And fear will keep you exactly where you are if you let it. Fear will convince you to settle. It will convince you to tolerate things that hurt you. It will convince you that you are not strong enough to do what you already know you need to do. But here's what I want you to understand. Fear is not a reason to stay stuck. Fear is proof that you are standing on the edge of something bigger, something better, something meant for you. And the only way to step into it is to let go of what's holding you back. Because let's be real, if it was meant for you, it wouldn't feel like this. If that job, that relationship, that belief, that habit, if it was truly aligned with who you are meant to be, you wouldn't have to convince yourself to stay. You wouldn't have to keep making excuses for why you should hold on a little longer. Deep down, you know when something isn't right. You feel it in your gut. And yet, you hesitate. You bargain with yourself. You say, maybe if I just try harder. Maybe if I just wait a little longer. Maybe if I change myself, this will finally feel right. But let me tell you something. If you have to force something to fit, it's not meant for you. If you have to shrink yourself to make something work, it's not meant for you. If you have to keep ignoring your own needs, your own intuition, your own growth, it's not meant for you. And I know that's hard to hear. I know it's hard to accept that something you've invested in, something you've held onto for so long, isn't meant to go with you into the next chapter of your life. But just because something was right for you then, doesn't mean it's right for you now. Just because something was part of your story doesn't mean it has to be part of your future. People change, priorities change, what you need changes, and that's okay. That's part of growth. That's part of stepping into the life that is actually meant for you. Because that's the thing. You are becoming someone new. You are evolving. You are growing. And that means some things, some people, some beliefs, they just can't come with you. Not because they're bad, not because you're ungrateful for what they once were, but because they have already served their purpose. They have already given you what they were meant to give you. And now it's time for you to move forward. And here's the best part. When you finally let go, you don't just lose something, you gain something. You gain confidence in yourself. You gain proof that you can do hard things. You gain trust in your own ability to choose what's best for you. You gain the kind of peace that only comes from knowing you are no longer carrying things that don't belong to you. So if you're still holding on because you think you have to, because you're afraid of what will happen if you let go, because you're waiting for some kind of sign, this is it. This is your sign. This is your permission. This is your moment to finally choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is really about. Choosing yourself. Choosing your peace, choosing the future that is waiting for you. And the only thing standing in the way is the weight you refuse to put down. So put it down, release it, walk away from it, trust that what's ahead is better than what you're leaving behind, because it is. It always is. And deep down, you already know that. You already know what needs to be done. You already know what isn't serving you. You already feel the weight of it. You carry it every single day in the pit of your stomach, in the tension in your shoulders, in the exhaustion that never quite goes away. And still you hesitate. Still you hold on. Still you convince yourself that maybe, just maybe, if you wait long enough, something will change on its own. But nothing changes unless you change. Nothing shifts unless you make the decision to stop carrying what isn't meant for you. Nothing gets lighter until you decide to put it down. It's funny, isn't it, how we cling to things that hurt us? How we convince ourselves that the very things making us unhappy are somehow necessary? Maybe it's because we're scared of what happens next. Maybe it's because we'd rather hold on to something familiar than risk stepping into something new. Or maybe it's because somewhere along the way we started believing the lie that we are not strong enough to walk away. But that's exactly what it is, a lie. You are strong enough. You are capable enough. You are more than enough. The only thing standing in your way is the fear of letting go.